Honoring those trailblazers who preceded us is just as important as leaving a legacy for those who will follow us. Greekly Speaking is about highlighting Greeks today who are creating positive change for tomorrow. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Hey, this episode is brought to you by Naliazone.com. Naliazone features a huge collection of licensed vendors of Greek and Masonic paraphernalia. You're sure to find something that you're going to love, so check them out today at Naliazone.com. Hi, welcome to Greekly Speaking. I'm Eric Tucker, and I am delighted to be joined by a distinguished panel of guests. We have Angelica Joe, and we have Keisha Allen from the Naliazone, and we also have in our midst Mr. Eric Usher from the Prophytes App, founder of a great new social networking platform for Greeks. And we've got some great content for you. We want to get this conversation started first with a couple of quick introductions. Angelica.
Yes, hello. How are you doing? Glad to be back.
Awesome. How are you doing, Keisha?
Hello, everyone. It is wonderful to be back with Greekly Speaking and our honored guests, our esteemed guests. We have the best in the business on this group. I am just so excited and delighted to get started with this interview.
All right. And Mr. Usher, Eric, how are you doing, man?
I'm really just happy to be here. I'm overjoyed right now.
Hey, that's good. And I think we're going to find out why. I'll be so bold as to speak for the panel and say that, hey, we're all excited. Obviously, Angelica and Keisha, you all have been guests on the podcast a couple of times now, telling our listeners about all the great things you're doing with the Naliazone, which is that great marketplace for licensed vendors of Greek and Masonic paraphernalia. And you introduced me to Mr. Usher, Eric with an E, who's got this great platform. And I said, I have to reach out to this young man and hear more about it, because we were talking about this very thing here, some of my chapter brothers, and it looks like the Prophytes app just may be what we need, especially in this day and time. So why don't we let our new guest walk us through the platform and what it has to offer?
Well, thank you. So we launched Prophytes App in 2012. And it was a way to unite all fraternity and sorority members with the focus on Divine Nine specifically. And the goal is to pretty much empower every member to share and receive rewarding opportunities, both personally and professionally, because we are a social organization, but we also do a lot of good in the community, and we are big on achievement and economic empowerment. So it's my belief and my prayer and hope that all of Divine Nine, especially during this time, now more than ever, can come together and really unite and really have an impact on each other's lives. The primary objective is to really help out my fellow brothers and sisters that's a part of Divine Nine organizations and really help each other out. Each one teach one. I'm a firm believer in networking. I'm a firm believer in pretty much extending my hand out. I'm a firm believer in I'm that guy that my friends come to me and say, hey, Eric, what can we do next? How can you help? If I have the knowledge and expertise to help you, I'm going to do it no matter what. And then if you're D9, I'm going to give it to you even more. It's funny because every time I speak, like even right now, we're on this call, it almost feels like we've known each other for a while. And it is, it's distance. We never actually physically met. But because we are part of the Divine Nine organization, we have this instant bond. And I believe with technology, we should leverage that. And we kind of saw what that did with the elections this year. So if we can take that same energy and really come together and unite, I just know a lot can be accomplished together.
Hey, I agree 100%. I mean, you just touched on a couple of key things, and I think it's all about empowerment. If nothing else, in 2020, many different sectors of our community realize how much power they have, not only in their voice and their vote, but from an economic standpoint, right? I took a peek at the app, at the platform, and, I said I was just going to, play around a couple of minutes. 15 minutes later, I'm still going through some things, because usually, if Angelica or Keisha say it, I just go do it. But I got nosy and I started looking around. I was like, oh, wow, this is good. these young ladies don't deal with anything that's not 100% solid gold. And you have found yet another diamond in the rough. Angelica or Keisha, speak to how you came across this young man and what made you decide to take him under your wing.
Well, I'll let Angelica go first. She met him first. I claimed him. She met him. I claimed him. So
Okay.
we can let her go first with that. She met him, and then you know me, that year I'm like, wait a minute. So
Okay,
Well,
Angelica.
I met Mr. Eric Usher with a great organization, which is called Stepping into Service. And it was due to me working with the National Nelia Day reports with the kids prior to Election Day, where the kids were doing the news reports and they were interviewing different members of the D9 about voting and what they were going to wear. So his organization came into play because they were so impressed with the kids, and that this is like one of those what you call serendipity things. Okay, they came to me with one purpose about working with the kids, and then I met all these interesting people behind that organization, and Eric Usher happened to be one of them. Like a bonus.
Yeah, it kind of just happened just off of happenstance. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking, and he was talking about this app, and I had thought about things like this, like only in your wildest imagination of an app that could connect D9 people. He happened to be there. He happened to already have something in the works with it, and so of course I ran into the valley looking for Keisha. You know, I ran screaming through the countryside. Keisha, guess what? Look at me disappearing. But nevertheless, Eric Usher happened to have an app that could connect all the D9 and because we all have a common interest. But then he also had other things on the horizon with that same app as connecting or having marketplaces for vendors. So, you know, Keisha and I, we deal with vendors. And so it was just an added value. So that's how I met him. And I called Keisha in the middle of the night, I think, talking about this man named Eric Usher. And like she called me in the middle of the night one time talking about Eric Tucker. So that's how we all met.
exactly. If it's not the A, it's the E, and we all in that order. A-E-N, not I-N, E-N-D. This is
I
where
love
it
it.
ends all, it begins and it ends. And you're talking about serendipitous. It was divine intervention, if you will, because I just happened to be on the call. She inserted me again into something that I was like, I have no idea what's going on, but let me listen. And then I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. Then I meet Eric. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, wait a minute. And he starts, I was like, oh no, this is LinkedIn, Facebook, swipe to the left, right, whatever that is, and everything. Find me here, whatever you want. It's a combination of it all. A social media renegade, if you will. So it's just a hodgepodge of it all, and it works so divinely. It's perfect. It's
Thank
the
you.
it's the app if you want to go to something to find. And I do you have jobs on there, Eric?
So yes, so the premium profile that we just launched, which is pretty much every verified member has to have, we have an option for employer, kind of see if you're employed, if you're looking for employment, or if you're retired. And then we also have the option where if you are a mentor, what is your expertise that you can mentor on? And if you are a mentee looking to be mentored, what are the things that you want to be mentored on?
Wow. So you see, this is why it was just genius. It was a no-brainer. And then we flip it into the fact that it's Divine Nine. So there are Divine Nine individuals in there, all the Black Greek letter people. You can reach from New York to Chicago, wherever you may be, to connect on there and let someone know and or find someone that you've been looking for in an area on this app. And then it's so easy to put in your information and take it from there. So it was just genius. And I was like, this is unreal. And to flip it in, like I stated, Naliazone, for us to have our Divine Nine, if you will, paraphernalia, business, connect, whatever it is, you're meeting people on there anyway. So why not have Prophyte in there and they go ahead and do their thing? Or this is the CEO, creator, developer, the brains behind the industry, the app. So when I say people don't understand startups or start-ins, this is where you can start. We're meeting him right here. So get on his train while it's stopped right here, because when he starts rolling, it's gonna be unreal. I just foresee this, and I hope and I pray that it comes to fruition.
I appreciate that. No, I mean, one of the biggest things that really impressed me with my two aunties, especially when we spoke to Angelique about the Naliazone. And so the marketplace is a marketplace where verified members can actually sell their product directly to our members, directly on the app. So it's similar to how any other startup company is doing. Everybody is trying to compete with Amazon. So everybody's opening up an e-com store. And so every social platform is now, they have a way to sell product now. If you don't really have a place where you know there are verified vendors, there are licensed vendors, you could be buying from, somebody that's random that doesn't even, care about the integrity of your platform, that's not even licensed. So the Naliazone aspect to it is it was serendipitous, because I had an issue with verifying the vendors. Like, okay, so how do I really know if you're a verified, vendor? I have the list and stuff like that, but it updates on a regular basis. Naliazone does that. They literally verify vendors. They say, all right, so these are the people who you can buy from. We verify that they have their license, so only purchase from them. And right now, the D9 organizations, especially with this pandemic, they're kind of going through some rough patches. So we as members got to really step up and support our D9 organizations. We got to get active. We got to participate. We got to really kind of funnel our dollars to the initiatives that they're pushing. And that's what we're hoping to do with Prophytes and the marketplace. So every vendor, every D9 member that sells a product, they can go to Naliazone, and through Naliazone, they'll be added to the marketplace. So we pretty much created a synergy where all verified vendors and licensed vendors of Naliazone can now create a profile on Prophytes marketplace without any hesitation. Everybody else, you have to put an application in, and we have to go through Naliazone. You have to be approved as a licensed vendor through Naliazone to get access to the marketplace to sell Greek paraphernalia. So it just made sense.
So either way, you're going to get to know Naliazone. I mean, there's no way around it. And,
yes.
And I'm just listening at the whole world of possibilities here. I mean, if I wanted to collaborate with someone else, maybe in a different region, who had a very successful fundraising drive for a community service project, I have a trusted source, because we know with one of the larger social networking platforms, do you trust every friend request that you get?
Are they verified?
Do you always click accept, right? So with this, because you have that bond and that kinship and the whole concept of verified ability to be there from a business standpoint, it takes away a lot of that. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this can go. I just commend you for coming up with something that I think a lot of us maybe didn't know we wanted, didn't know we needed.
Absolutely.
I think so as well. And even when you look at Prophytes, it's a multifaceted platform as well, because it not only has economic growth for the vendors and also finding the correct vendor for your organization and all, but with this platform, it's the social aspect of it too, because I've seen where people have found each other or found their line sisters or line brothers, long lost ones, through the app. And so I know you have some success stories, Eric.
It's funny because I actually use the app when I travel. I remember I was visiting Austin for an MSDC conference, and I've never been to Austin before. So I went ahead and went to the app and said, what bros are in Austin? So I looked up and I saw all the bros that were there. And then I connected with one. He happened to be a cop. And I was like, okay, great. Listen, so let me know if there's anything going on in the city. I'll let you know if I run into anything. But he was like, you have a brother in the city. If you need me for anything, here's my direct contact. And that was just, it's constantly proven to be invaluable over and over again because, I mean, we were promised this network. We were promised this lifelong bond that when everybody crossed out, you were promised that. So why not have it at your fingertip? Why not? Especially if they're verified people. And there's a lot of members that are trying to bridge the gap between the older members and the younger members. A lot of the younger members, you know, they were brought up on social media. But, you know, I consider myself an older member, even though I'm 05, but I still consider myself, because I was a part of the generation that got Facebook. I had to petition to get our school to get Facebook. So I still was a part of the generation of Greek life prior to social media. So now that they have access to social media, all you see is these pages. There's so many pages with hundreds of followers on there that's purely targeted towards D9. Like our platform, like D9 is really something. Like the world is really taking hold of D9, and they're really interested in what we have to say. Because we are, I don't mean to say this, but that's kind of how I believed it as a kid. We are the elite minorities. And because of that, if we come together, we can do a lot. It's just really exciting to kind of hear other people kind of excited about the same thing. Because there's been many times where I was like, you know what? This ain't gonna work, because I'm bootstrapping it. This is all, you know, I have experience and entrepreneurial experience, so I've been able to leverage that to continue this. But there's been many times where these Greeks don't want this, Eric. They don't want it, because there's been other platforms prior to Prophytes that came out. There was an attempt. And one of my aunts actually said this. She was like, you know what? I always knew Eric was ahead of his time. It's just the market wasn't ready for it right now. And now I think more than ever that the market is ready for Prophytes, because we see what's happening. We see the power and the influence that we have. And if we could just leverage each other, oh my gosh, then, you know, we don't need to do anything. Like, I look forward to the day where I'm able to create a Prophytes fund where I can actually invest in other D9 businesses, give out scholarships, donate to the organizations when they need help. Like, that's exciting for me. And we can do that if we all just unite.
Yeah. Now, let me say this. Of course, we don't speak on behalf of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I'm sure none of you all do. We just happen to be members of our respective organization. And of course, Angelica and I are both members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So since I have that disclaimer out the way, let me just say this. The Deltas are on the move, and we're in the forefront of a lot of things. And when Angelica and I came up with Naliazone and another aspect of our brand, the Creamery, we had no idea that it would be allowed to go on even after its initial setup. And why it was set up, it was just to help support a fundraiser. So with that said, it just took off. And then right behind the hurricane comes this pandemic. So people are in place already, and they were there. They're hungry for people who not only they feel like they could trust, but they also know that there's a divine connection. There's a divine interaction there. And if they are allowing it to happen, then it should be okay for me to participate. Overnight, we had more than 10,000 members in our group overnight. And then it was Angelica and I, kid you not, we stayed 2 days nonstop tag teaming, no sleep, just going, making sure we had everything right. And when I'm the bad cop, she's the good cop. So it has just generated, it's always the thing where I tell her, you can go on there, you can talk night and day, because I don't want to get close. I don't want to get personal, because I might have to put them out if they do anything wrong. So that's how we go back to back, and that's how we support one another. It's not personal. This is strictly business, because our intent is to protect the brand. at all costs.
To protect
the brand.
all brands, to
To
protect.
protect the brand and
Yes.
everything that comes with the
Yes.
brand.
Yes.
Okay. So with that said, Eric with an A, you have something that, you know, you're sitting back here acting like Greekly speaking is all you do. I kind of want to hear a little bit about this baby you cradling that needs to come on out and let the word have a sip and see.
I assume you're talking about the Greek watch faces.
Yeah.
Concept, and I appreciate that. I really do. But what fascinates me is the collaboration and the willingness to share the information, because I'm a neophyte. I recently completed the licensed vendor process for my organization, Phi Beta Sigma, and I felt like I was going through an intake, and you all guided me before I started, you know, in the midst of the process and everything else. And I think from that, I have an even greater appreciation for those vendors that do things the right way and do all they can to come up with new merchandise, new product, new ideas, new concepts and designs. I still go back to the process and the fact that I had someone in my network that helped provide information that I needed to make sure I was doing things the right way. And kind of tying this back around, that's why I'm kind of excited to see how we can leverage this platform to have more success stories like that, right? And if you don't mind, I want to put Brother Usher on the spot here real quick, and just have him walk us through his website a little bit. We've been talking about it for a few minutes, and I wanted to afford Eric the opportunity to kind of walk visitors through here. I'm on the home page right now, but just kind of tell us what we see when we first land here.
Well, yeah, this is just the banner, and you can click on whichever one. If you have an iPhone, you can click on the iPhone icon. If you have an Android, you can click on the Android icon, and it'll take you directly to the App Store where you can download it. And this pretty much just a basic blurb about the company and the app, because you know we merge purpose with profit, so we can actually do more for our community. So if you're a business owner, claim your free Greek business directory. We even have a Greek discount option where you can offer Greek discounts to us. And if you're a vendor, a licensed vendor, that's through Naliazone, go ahead and claim your store. And we have a team that will help you set up the store and everything. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is customer service. That's our number one thing is customer service. Because I don't know how many times I've tried to support a business and I've given them the second time and third time. And because they lack customer service, I couldn't jive with it. So I'm really big on customer service. So we like to bend over backwards for our members because this is going to be a private membership. So that's just the site as it is, but it's just a basic landing page. As a matter of fact, scroll to the top, because what's going to happen is where you can click on where it says the marketplace right here. To the right,
Okay.
right above, no, at the top, right where right there. That's going to take you to the actual market, because the marketplace is available online on the app. So you can actually have your store online, and we're actively marketing this. So the best part about it for vendors is my expertise is in marketing. That's where my background is. So I'm going to do a good job kind of marketing your product, because I want our members to easily access your product, like the Amazon for Greeks.
You know, I like this because, you know, you've got the company name, you got their brand, and I love this verified licensed vendor, man. Y'all, boy, I would hate to see somebody try to sneak in here.
Oh, they won't be able to. They won't be able to, because we only display verified Greeks, verified vendors.
I love it. And, you know, I don't know. I like these blue ones for some reason. Okay, let's just move on. Let's move on. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's just the basic one. But on the phone it's a completely different experience, because it is an app, and we are going to probably do a cross-platform when we get it online for some of my older Greeks, because that's been a request that some of the members have asked for, and we're going to comply. But It's one of those things where we probably have about 15 different features that we want to roll out. purely for the benefit of each member. Like we want to add some job listing opportunities because, you know, during this time, we're all looking for jobs. We need some jobs. The vendor is where you can actually make some money. If you have some nail that you're just sitting on that you want to get rid of, you can probably donate that back to the organization. We're adding a video feature where, you know, you can actually aggregate stepping video, probates, kind of a media content. We want this to be the hub for all of D9 because why not?
Why not?
We go to Instagram, we go to Facebook, we go to LinkedIn all the time. And, you know, when we're on there, they're looking for us. They're looking at us. They're looking at our Black dollar. They're looking at our D9 dollar because it's college educated dollar. And they're saying, you know what? They're going to spend. So they're a higher market. As a marketing guy, I look for different demographics, and the D9 demographic is one of the most desired demographics in all of advertising because it's Black, it's educated, and they have flowing dollars. So right now, when we're on these social platforms, we're just kind of just giving it away to the other companies. Why not come over here, join your own, because then now it's going to be used for something good. It's going to be used to empower members. It's going to be used to help other members out, scholarships, all these different things that we can do together. And I don't want to be the guy that's saying, you know what, he's the founder, he created this is him. No, this is not a unilateral type of situation. I'm welcoming other Greeks. So if you're part of a fraternity sorority and you're part of D9 and you're hearing this and you're like, you know what, this is interesting. I want to be a part of this. Listen, message me. We are building the team. We need more D9 support. We need more assistance. We need the help. We cannot do this alone. I cannot do this alone. We need to do this together because we are stronger united. So that's why I appreciate you all providing your platform to kind of help this platform, because it's going to be a synergy. Each one teach one and each one help one.
I love this, man. I'm all about this. In case you hadn't gotten that clue by now.
I appreciate that.
You know, my thing is I just try to promote the positive, and I love finding good content out there. Generally speaking, you know, certain media outlets just fill your consciousness with negativity all day, all week, and especially in 2020. And I want to do everything I can to just say, hey, look, don't even look over there. Look at what these individuals are doing. You know, training opportunities, transferring knowledge. You know, it's like a village. And that's why my favorite page on our site at GreeklySpeaking.com references the village of Greeks, D9 individuals. Now, and I'm not just talking Sigma and Zeta, I'm talking about everybody that have played an integral part in every phase of my success. And I mean, these young ladies are living proof of that, you know, and it's my way of paying homage. And I love seeing that next generation come up. And recognizing that what happens when, you know, that old folks' wisdom gets obtained at a younger and younger age. I think this is what happens. And I think you have to watch out because maybe Instagram tries to make us a deal. You know, we're giving all our dollars to them right now. And I don't mean to call them out. I mean, it's a wonderful platform. We know that. But what happens if we had our own platforms to use in those scenarios, right? And I think you might be onto something. And, you know, so pay attention to these ladies over here at the Naliazone. You know, when they tell you to come online, go online, you know.
Oh, no, I listen to them. They're the reasons why I have the video out there.
We're in a virtual age, and we have a lot more people who have gone to college, whether they pledged to sorority or not. We have an increase of knowledge within our communities. We have a lot of entrepreneurship, a lot of people who are starting businesses, and we have that potential to triple that circulation of the Black dollar before it leaves out of the virtual community, as opposed to our real-time communities as well. So that's great. This is one of those tools to look at Prophytes. And we can't wait for those vendors to claim their storefront. When they claim those storefronts, when they become available, it's just going to be extravagant. I can feel it. Can't you feel that, Keisha?
It's coming through. That's why I'm just sitting back. I'm waiting. I'm like that. Like, I feel like I'm on Shark Tank.
But until then, all Naliazone members claim your membership on Prophytes. It will be on the wall
Claim
for
it,
you.
go in
It's
and
in the
purchase.
magazine, the lookbook. All it's there for you to claim.
Go
Vendors.
ahead,
Verified.
go on, click it. There's a nominal fee. There are no surprises. Go read about it. You can hear about it. You're hearing about it here. You saw it in the lookbook. It's all over. And Eric Usher, the CEO of Prophytes, is already in Naliazone
Yeah.
and in the admin's room. So people, don't hesitate. It's here. He's with us. He's for us. And we're in this together. So
Yeah.
we can't wait. And if you have something special coming up related to your Greek organization, contact Mr. Eric Tucker, and then he will go ahead and possibly have you on the show. So go ahead and sign up at GreeklySpeaking.com. There it is on the web page here or on our virtual room. Get it popping, people. We got to do this together.
And family and friends, the Prophytes app is a great Christmas present too for your D9 loved ones. So please look for it also in the family and friends group too.
Brother Usher, I'm just going to say congratulations, man. Well done so far. I wish you the best of success next year and going forward. And sign me up, count me in. Whatever you need me to test or try on. I like the blue ones though. I really like the blue ones. But and keep working with these ladies at the Naliazone, because I think they're doing some great things, and I can't wait to see what this is going to look like in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I really do.
Awesome. Hey, until next time, I'm Eric Tucker, and join us for what we have coming up next. We can't wait. We appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. See you next time.
Bye.
Eric, aunties, bye.
Bye.
Happy
All right.
holidays.